We are a talent agency with superior expectations of ethical standards, and we are searching for ethically sound YouTubers to represent. Our agency holds multiple ethical theories highly, such as virtue ethics and deontology, as tools in our ethical tool belt. In our selection of a YouTuber, we value their choices in ethical standards, overall message, and platform. We will be reviewing Logan and Jake Paul, Vitaly Zadorovetsky, The Yes Theory, and Joe Rogan.
Jake and Logan Paul are two brothers from Ohio. Jake is 23 and Logan is 25, and they both became famous through the use of Vine and are now huge YouTube influencers known across the nation. Jake and Logan Paul are both pretty unethical individuals through their videos and what they provide for entertainment for the population. Both of them, using Vine in 2013, became very famous through producing pretty crazy stunts, setting things on fire, and just having vlogs of actually messing with people, random people in the population. Collectively, through this, they have over 28 million subscribers on YouTube combined, and each hold a net worth of 11 and 12 million. In 2019, Logan was the fourth ranked highest paid YouTuber in the world, and Jake was seventh, 3 spots behind him. They're very reckless and carefree of their surroundings and have been seen in multiple interviews to be pretty rude towards newscasts and many other famous people. They have a targeted audience of 10 to 16-year-old children, which to no surprise gets them plenty of subscribers since all the children want to see them do crazy stuff, which is what they do. They have each posted numerous apology videos on various platforms, YouTube, Vine, everything else, because of their unethical actions and the harm they have caused others. With this said, with the Paul brothers being so boastful and really not humble at all to anybody, the immoral content they provide to the viewers has allowed them to become millionaires through a number of unethical actions, which doesn't really represent our agency. Most of the two brothers' videos are centralized about maintaining the interests of their fans and come off to be really selfish to many other people. In terms of our specific talent agency, these two influencers would not be individuals that we wish to represent. In order to provide our theory of ethical virtue, we need an individual who represents a more modest and humble identity. At this point in their careers, and with the extended list of apologies they've had to pronounce, I do not think Jake and Logan Paul would accurately represent the label we want to provide for society. The lack of utilitarian acts and the overabundance of egotistical behavior makes it very hard to consider them to become more virtue-related individuals at this point in their careers.
The next YouTuber we will be discussing is Vitaly Zadorovetsky. Vitaly is a Russian-born YouTuber who moved to the States when he was 7 years old. When he was a teenager, he worked odd jobs until he turned 18, and then he began working in the adult film industry. Shortly after creating his YouTube channel in August of 2011, he quit his job, and this has become his main focus. His first channel was Vitaly ZD TV, and later he created another channel called Vitaly Zadorovetsky. Now his main focus is his adult film website called Vitaly Uncensored. He's sponsored by Bang Energy Drinks, Blue Chew Male Enhancement Performance Drugs, and Ignite CBD and Marijuana Disposable Pens. Collectively, between his two YouTubes, he has 12 million followers and a total of 2 billion views. His net worth as of right now is $7 million. Vitaly has become exponentially more popular since starting his YouTube, which has opened a lot more doors for him. He often expresses his gratitude to his followers, which he calls villains, for his fame and success, since he obtained it all through YouTube. He often promotes the idea that if you work hard, your dreams can become a reality. He generally includes a long portion of his videos where he motivates his followers to live their best life and to achieve what they want to, using himself as an example. While this is a positive message, he also creates a lot of messages that are very harmful. Vitaly has based his content mostly around pranking people in public. He goes for the biggest shock value to get the most likes possible. He has a mini-series on his channel called How to Pick Up Girls, where he approaches women on the street and acts in manners that are very disrespectful. He shows his audience that it's okay to just walk up to a woman and do whatever you want. In one video, he tries to get women to kiss him, and when they resist, he retaliates with the phrase, "I know you want me." He has another segment called Disturbing the Peace, where he goes around and has no boundaries and does whatever he wants. As he travels in many countries, he does this as well. This message doesn't always translate in the United States, much less over countries and different languages. Many of his videos end with the phrase, "and almost arrested," due to his frequent altercations with the law. In 2012, he pulled a prank he called the Russian Hitman. Vitaly dressed up as a hitman and walked into a hotel in Florida and placed a briefcase in front of a hotel guest, telling him he had 60 seconds to run away from it before it exploded. He was chased and beaten by the hotel guest and was arrested for threatening to detonate a bomb. The media attention that he received from this prank pushed his subscribers from 100,000 to 4 million within the year. This reinforced his behavior and kept him on a rebellious pranking path. In 2016, he was arrested for trespassing on the Hollywood sign to try to film a prank. He's been arrested 3 separate times for streaking at 3 separate major league games and is now banned from all sporting events. His now ex-girlfriend, Kinsey Wolanski, was arrested for streaking on the field of the 2019 Cricket World Cup. She is now also banned from all sporting events. This shows his vast influence on the people around him. He was arrested earlier this year for climbing the pyramids of Giza. He claimed to be doing this for the Australian wildfires that were occurring earlier on this year. He stated that there was no disrespect towards the government in his actions, yet coming into another country and disrespecting their monuments is highly unethical. The most recent arrest he has faced was April of this year, where he was arrested for aggravated assault of a woman jogging. He supposedly jumped out of a car and repeatedly punched the woman in the face and in the chest. He got out on a bail of $7,500. While Vitaly does promote our theme, living your best life, as he displays on multiple media platforms, I think he would agree that he is living his best life. He does not hold high virtual ethical standards. The means in which he's gained his fame fame has rested on careless and unethical actions. We do not want to push the message that you can disturb people to get a following. Vitaly Uncensored has become his coin project where he surrounds himself by female objectification. He portrays women as mere sex objects and harasses anybody he sees in public, which displays hypersexuality and lack of ethical grounding. Vitaly's influence can show followers that it's okay to disrespect not only women, but everyone, just for likes. His actions line up closely to ethical realism, the desire for money, power, and control. He's claimed openly that he's trying to be the biggest influencer on the internet, and he won't stop until he is. Now that he's as famous as he has gained the money, power, and control to do whatever he wants, and he definitely does. Our company is rooted in multiple forms of ethics, and we cannot condone the actions of Vitaly. We would not hire him due to his maltreatment of women, multiple arrests, quality of content, and reckless attitude.
All right, moving on. This is the Yes Theory, and they are our first example of a YouTube channel that uses good or ethical practices. This is a little bit about them. They are 4 friends, Thomas, Matt, Amir, and Darren, and they make videos of themselves completing really crazy challenges, and their goal is to seek discomfort and achieve personal growth. Some of the examples of their YouTube videos are no social media for 30 days, camping over a canyon, that was a pretty crazy one, saying yes to everything for 24 hours, completing Ironman marathons, and they do a lot of traveling videos where they do it at random, so they'll throw something at a map or they'll stick their finger on a map and they'll just randomly go there. Their message is that the greatest moments in life happen when you are out of your comfort zone. So all of their challenges have to do with getting themselves out of their comfort zone in order to seek discomfort. They have 5.39 million subscribers, and their net worth altogether is $2.2 million. And that's as of this month, 2020. So here is our analysis of the ethical and unethical practices that the Yes Theory have in their YouTube channel. So their main message involves personal growth, connection, and seeking discomfort. They attempt to do this in both ethical and unethical ways. So some of the unethical examples include impersonating Justin Bieber, eating a burrito from the middle to bring awareness to how deceiving a picture can be. They were the ones that did this. It was definitely fake, and they wanted to bring awareness to the fact that you shouldn't believe everything you see on social media. They snuck into a blockbuster movie premiere, and they crashed a wedding. And those could have been just for themselves. They wanted to bring people to their YouTube channel by doing really crazy things. In our opinion, there are many more ethical and impactful videos that these influencers have created. For example, they rely on strangers' kindness to hitchhike. They wanted to see how far away from LA they could get just asking favors from people. I think that really highlights human kindness. They promote mental health awareness by opening up about their own experiences, which is really great. They interview professionals in the field when it comes to health and wellness videos. They did this video where they were fasting for 5 days, and they brought in multiple experts on the topic just to make sure that they had enough people in the profession backing up what they were saying. They also are sponsored by companies that help the earth, like Reef Safe Sunscreen and Bamboo Cutlery. And on top of this, they carbon offset all their flights. So we believe that although they might not be the most ethical, they have a lot of really great ethical practices, and they're a good contender for our talent agency.
The Joe Rogan Experience. Getting to know Joe. Joe Rogan runs a podcast show on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts called The Joe Rogan Experience. He is also an experienced comedian. He tours the country to do stand-up comedy. He also does comedy specials such as I'm Gonna Be Dead Someday, Shiny Happy Jihad, Joe Rogan Live, Talking Monkeys in Space, Joe Rogan Live from the Tabernacle, Joe Rogan, Rocky Mountain High, which he did for Comedy Central, and Joe Rogan Triggered for Netflix. He is a mixed martial artist who earned his black belt at the age of 15. He also supplies commentary for the UFC, also known as the Ultimate Fighting Championship. The UFC is a mixed martial arts fighting ring where they bring the best of the world to compete against each other. His YouTube. The Joe Rogan Experience is a free audio and video podcast offered on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. The Joe Rogan Experience joined YouTube on January 11th, 2013. He has 8.71 million subscribers as of June 13th, 2020, and has over 2 billion views. The Joe Rogan Experience has 65 sponsors for his shows. To list a few, there is Cash App, Buffalo Trace Whiskey, Squarespace, ExpressVPN, Zoom, Wish, 23andMe, Audible by Amazon, Black Rifle Coffee Company, Blue Apron, Everywell, Honey, Lyft, and many, many more. Videos are posted every day, Monday through Friday. As of June 11, 2020, he had 1,490 videos posted. Each episode typically lengths from 1 hour to 4 hours or longer. Because of his diverse background, he is able to sit and talk with many different kinds of people. He has interviewed presidential candidates such as Andrew Yang and Bernie Sanders, political figures and journalists, for example, Edward Snowden and Ben Shapiro. Rogan often uses his connections from his careers as comedians to bring other comedians on his show, notably Kevin Hart and Eliza Schlesinger. Actors and directors, for instance, Robert Downey Jr., who is also known for his role as Iron Man in the Marvel Studios world, and Guy Ritchie, who is known for directing Snatch and Sherlock Holmes. Musicians such as Wiz Khalifa, an American rapper, James Hetfield, lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist and main songwriter for the heavy metal band Metallica, and Steven Tyler from the rock band Aerosmith. With his Ultimate Fighting Championship connections, he has interviewed Mike Tyson, the former professional boxer, and the Ultimate Fighting Championship president Dana White, athletes like Lance Armstrong, and the former professional racing driver Danica Sue Patrick, along with a plethora of scientists. Among them is Sam Harris, a neuroscientist, and Elon Musk, a technology entrepreneur. Impact. While smoking marijuana on his podcast may seem unethical, even though it is legal in some states, it is not federally legalized. He also believes marijuana should be regulated for young teens and adults, and they should be made aware of the effects that it can have, and that they should not remain in the dark about these facts. He also supports the use of marijuana for its health benefits, like its ability to help those with post-traumatic stress, those who suffer from illnesses that bring about pain, and its ability to help with seizures. In many different videos, we see Rogan's stance on many different subjects, like he supports gay marriages, gay rights, one's right to free speech, pro-Second Amendment, and recreational drug use. He discusses all these topics with people from all different backgrounds, whether they have the same views or different ones. They have a civil conversation about it, and they educate each other on why they believe what they believe. We deem Joe Rogan as the most ethical and influential because of the impact that Rogan videos provide, like Sober October, where he challenges many of his audience members in the month of October to partake in setting addictions aside, those which they are battling. Also, with such a broad spectrum of guests, he is able to cater to many different people from all different walks of life. He interviews people that his audience wants to hear from and asks the questions the audience would not find answers to anywhere else. The show that he has is a wide range of views, and with this wide range, there are no bounds to which audience members he may reach.
We concluded that each of the YouTubers that we analyzed have great reach and influence on our viewers, but our ideal candidate is popular, embodies our message of live your best life, and uses the highest ethical practices. While Logan, Jake, and Vitaly have many more unethical behaviors, the Yes Theory and Joe Rogan are mostly ethical with a few controversial aspects like trespassing and using marijuana. After reviewing these 4 examples, we as an agency have come to the conclusion that the best fit for our ethical standards is Joe Rogan. We base this decision off of both his massive following and various platforms, his motivating message, and his primarily ethical standards.